Hello friends, it's your buddy Nick here with Game with the Guys. We are exploring some undiscovered territory today because I have never actually done post-audio before. So in this one, I was recording and my audio track just for some reason just never showed up. So this is all post-audio. I hope it works out well for both of us. Get on in there, Tadpole. Jeez, come on. What are you waiting for? And here we fight the Knight Artorias, who, as you'll see, has just the greatsword in his right hand, and then his left arm just seems to kind of flop around. And the trick to this fight is just dodge everything, including that hit that just struck me there. You can block some of his stuff, but as you see right there, it takes it takes out all of your stamina and takes out a lot of your health too. So dodging is really the key. And when he powers up like he did just then, that's a really good opportunity to heal. And you'll see that soon here, I'm just gonna die. I did not do very well my first attempt against him. But those jump attacks that he does, those are the easiest ones, in my opinion, to dodge. Some of these swiping things, if you just kind of back away like I'm doing there, that makes it a lot easier to just get out of the range of the attack and not take any damage. So I was trying to get him to do one of his jump attacks there, but he decided to do a different attack entirely. Now this was a few attempts later. I was trying to get my bearings back to playing the game, and I used everyone's favorite pyromancy, the Power Within, which allows me to do just significantly more damage in my attacks. And Soul Spear is actually a really good option against Artorias here, because it does quite a bit of damage. I should be able to get one off in just a minute here. And you'll see these little jump attacks, you just kind of wait till he's just at the last second, and then you just roll out of the way. And that Soul Spear unfortunately missed. And he's not acting the way I want him to right here. I'm a little bit too close, so he's doing a lot more of his regular attacks. If you just give him a little bit more room, he'll do a lot more of his jumping, spinning attacks, and his ranged attacks where he just flies in toward you are probably the easier ones to avoid. Just because it has such a wind-up like that, you can really predict how it's coming in, and that gives you the opportunity to just roll left or right preferably. And there he goes, charging up again. Really good time to heal and get prepared for the next section of the battle. So just when he's in the air like that, you just really get a chance to see how he's going to come in and hit you. So those are the best ones where you just dodge. See, he's just up there forever. He has got more hang time than Michael Jordan, it seems. And he misses me with his slimy thrust attack. He's like a great big slug, really. And so, Soul of Artorias is our reward, along with 50,000 souls, which honestly I got a little worried because they didn't pop up right away. It took about 30 seconds for them to start coming in, and there they are there, right when I hit my reclaiming my soul there. And you'll notice on the floor there's all of this bluish purple black goo as I run into the town of Oolacille. Now here is the bonfire of Oolacille, and this is a great spot. You'll see a lot of people leave their soul signs here for helping each other out. I'm taking off Power Within here. I don't really need that for this next section. It's really more about having a bunch of ammo. So I'm switching that out there. Probably going to do some repairs here. I like to keep my stuff all the way repaired because you never know when it's gonna kind of whittle away and then just break on you. So just pretty much every time I rest, I like to repair. And just kind of fiddling with what I want to do for a level. I'm so close to being able to use Crystal Soul Spear, so I want to get up to that 44 intelligence in order to be able to use it. Now I'm running back into this boss area. I thought that an NPC was going to show up right here. She shows up after the boss battle. But then I figured out, well, I probably need to quit and reload so that she will come in here. So that's what I will do here in just a moment. Soon here. Here I go. And so after I quit and reload, she appears next to what appears to be like a little tombstone.
Is that not the soul of the man who fell on this spot? He was a dear friend. I wish to pay proper respect with that soul. Would you be willing to part with it?
No, I am not.
Yes, of course. I must not be presumptuous. Artorias would not have approved.
So I wanted to try to talk to her and find out what else she has to say.
What is it? Something else? Have you changed your mind? Then you have no business with me.
Now, if you give her the soul, she'll give you her weapons. But you can always just kill her and take her weapons. And along with those weapons, she gives you her armor set. And she is actually kind of a tough fight. There she used Lloyd's talisman on me, I believe. Actually, I'm not really sure, because it looks like I can still use my flask. I'm not really sure what that enchantment she did to me was. But she drops all of her stuff there. Those are her weapons. And she has the entire Lord's Blade set. So that's kind of an interesting one that's new to the DLC. And not really something I'm going to use. It's kind of a medium armor, and I like the lighter stuff. This area here is where you can go in and do PvP that was added in the DLC. So you didn't have to go and invade people, you can just willingly do PvP. And up this way is the way to get to the giant, a new giant blacksmith. It's Goth, and unfortunately the way to him right now is locked with a key, so that's something I'll be picking up later. Now here's a little time to rest and get ready for the next section here. And I had not played this in quite some time. I had a little bit of difficulty. But luckily some people were kindling the fire, and they got me that extra, 2 extra swigs of the Estus flask there. Now these guys are all looking away, so this gives you a prime opportunity to just kind of pick them off with some of your little pew-pews, little great soul arrow. They can dodge, but, you know, honestly, these guys are dumb like hollows. And these are the townsfolk that they were once the regular townsfolk of Oolacille, but now, just like the Abyss has kind of corrupted Artorias, it has also corrupted these townsfolk. And they have these weird bloated heads, and sometimes they'll drop it, and it's a really weird helmet that you can wear, and then you can just walk around and look like one of them with their bloated heads. And let's see, there's a large soul there. These guys will also drop large Titanite shards, so this actually is a really good place for farming if you need large Titanite shards. Possibly even better than in Blighttown, because I feel like the slugs there have a better chance of dropping the green Titanite shards than the large Titanite shards. But these guys, pretty much their number one drop is that large Titanite shard. So really good spot for farming. Now if I could just fight these guys, there we go, get a little backstab in there. And this right here is a shortcut that we'll be unlocking later. Very good shortcut, very nice. And down below here we will see a new enemy type, a different type of the little different type of the locales of Oolacille. This one uses dark magic. And you'll remember that when we met Dusk, she mostly dealt in light magic, or just completely unobtrusive, not going to harm anyone, just support spells. But these guys have been corrupted by the Abyss, and so they have dark magic that is used for hurting, primarily. And this spot right here is where you get invaded by a Black Phantom. The Black Phantom of Chester, actually. If you're in human form, I was not. So I will have to save him for later. And you can see one of the little town citizens there just waiting to ambush me down below. And these guys have quite the reach, but if you just hold up your shield, their attack will just bounce right off, and you can just give a good swing at them and take care of them after that. And there's lots of good stuff in here, so take your time and look through this stuff. There's an item up there. I don't really remember what it is. It's been a long time since I played, or that's what I said when I was looking at the stuff in the live commentary. But now I'm going to come in. I know that there's a baddie right here, so if you just want to get behind him, do a little backstab. These guys don't particularly have a lot of hit points. They just, like the term glass cannon, they can do a lot of damage, but they can't really take a lot of damage. And there's a few more guys down below, down these stairs here, so I wanted to prepare in order to try to take one out, but I lost a couple of my little shots. Luckily, the 3 remaining were enough to take him out. And you'll just see just how much damage. I mean, it's just knocking me back with my shield up and everything, just really taking out all the stamina. And there is one treasure chest left available in here, and that is Dark Orb. That's the spell that guy was just shooting at me there. I don't really particularly use Dark Orb in Dark Souls 1, but in Dark Souls 2 it is a very powerful spell. They give it a limited range in Dark Souls 2, but it is spamalicious, we'll say. Now back here there's a guy facing the other way. Not particularly sure why he's facing the other way, but it makes him or her a very easy target for backstabbing. You'll see there I picked up, it's a wooden charm. I don't really know what else to call it. I'll pull it up here in my inventory. And what it is, here it is. The I'm sorry carving.
I'm sorry.
So you can use that to communicate with other players, since there's no voice chat in Dark Souls 1. And actually I haven't tried it out in Dark Souls 2. I don't really know how well that works, but there's no voice chat in this, so you're able to use some of these little wooden carvings that allow you to say some simple messages to each other. Now let's find out what this item was. I don't remember. Some souls. Those always come in handy. Now over on this other side, I did not have the spell with me, but I came back in a later run to check this out. Let there be light. This is an important developer note that allows you to get into this area. You'll see that this is a later time that I came through here to open this up, and I used my cast light spell, and the light opens up the little secret way in there. And inside here you'll find the silver pendant. And what the silver pendant does is it kind of creates a flash of a light barrier around you, and you can use that to repel dark magic. And honestly, I don't remember if you can use that to open the secret pathways that need light to open them, but I don't think that it does. I don't remember. I could be wrong about that. So now we want to progress down further into the town of Oolacille. And on one of these roofs, I can't remember where, there was a little crystal lizard waiting in terror, just waiting to run away so you don't kill him, but I seem to have lost him. I think he might be down further below, but I never found him on this run through. Maybe I'll keep my eyes open as I'm doing this post audio to see if I can see him. And you'll see down there, that is the next section of the level. There's some guys waiting below, waiting to ambush. And right up here, we have a mimic. You can kind of see that there is a lock on the front of the chest, and the orientation of the chain is actually obscured. You can't really see, but it would be pointing forward. So let's go ahead and wake him up and take him out with some of our spells there. And as they like to lie in wait as a trap for you, I like to set a trap for them by using the Homing Crystal Soul Mass. So when they wake up, they jump up and they are just shot down by my spells. And this is where I thought the Crystal Lizard was, on that little roof to the side of me there, but I don't know where he went. So we'll just move along, and you got to remember, there's the guy, as you come down the stairs, there's a guy to the right there, and he's just waiting for you to charge after his buddy that's straight ahead, and he will slam you in the back of the head. So just, if you're aware of both of them, you can kind of give them a little space and get to a better vantage point for your fighting them. And also down here, we have another one of those mages, and they can't see too terribly far. So if you've got some range with a bow, such as this one, you can kind of just give them a little aim across there and pick off their great big head. And if you hit behind him, they'll look the other way. So his attention is drawn the other way. I probably could have gotten a little closer because they weren't looking. But if you hit them in the head there, that kind of stun locks them. And so you can get them in a loop like this, and they can't really do much to defend themselves, or more importantly, to attack you. So I wanted to get rid of that bow because it was bringing my weight up above 25%, so I wasn't able to fast roll. And I like being able to fast roll. Imminent Charmer, yes indeed. And down below here, we're getting into a fun part of Oolacille now. There's some guys lying in wait. You can kind of see that there's a guy on the other side of the wall there. But you can swing through and get an easy shot on him. Sometimes get them both in to kill him. And in here, you'll notice the blue-black slime is everywhere. The abyss is really taking over the town and warping everything inside of it. And this guy was just hanging out up above, ready to ambush, but since I knew he was there, I can freely pick up this rubbish. And across there is a section we'll be able to get to in just a minute. There's a guy waiting up there, waiting to fight. But down here is just a ton of guys. This can be a terrible gank unless you're prepared for it. You see ahead of you there's a ton of guys just waiting there, but then there's these guys waiting behind you. So we've seen that a few times in the level where there's kind of a decoy just waiting for you to draw their attention. And as soon as you go after them, they are prepared to just stab you in the back, basically. So luckily these guys are kind of dumb. You can draw them out. And you'll see that there is a corpse hanging there, and that has a spell on it. And actually down below the corpse is another one of those magic users. It's actually supposed to be standing on the ledge above, and that really threw me off and killed me. So I came on back, re-prepared myself. Here's a soul of a hero that's waiting out on this ledge. Let's get rid of that. And I wanted to use my bow a lot more freely, so I took off my blouse and allowed me better, freer movement. And so you'll see here that these guys are far enough away that they can't really spot me so well, so I haven't aggroed them. But a good shot with an arrow will bring them out one at a time and make this area a lot more manageable. And you'll see that up there's the magic user. They can see much farther than these other idiots. Kind of surprising in that previous area that one didn't see me across that narrow little bridge. I wonder if different ones are programmed with different viewing lengths. But anyway, so if you bring these guys out one at a time, you can, you see there that the magic user tried to cast a spell at us, but instead knocked down the corpse and brought the spell down to the ground below. And let's see, I'm trying to pick off this last guy to aggro him so I can just fight him solo. Where are you? Where are you? Come back around this pillar here. They're very dumb. They get very confused. So yeah, not too bad if you fight them one at a time. And this guy is actually within range. You can shoot him from down below, but be careful or else they will launch Dark Beat at you, which is my absolute favorite spell in the DLC. It is way overpowered, and as you saw, it just absolutely took me out. So here's another attempt to try to take that guy out. Once again, the mages jump down, and you can hear that sound. That's actually the sound of Dark Fog, which is this spell right here. Dark Fog is a very powerful poison spell. And this is the area you want to go to progress, but I wanted to show this other section up here, up this other set of stairs. I'm going to get up to that ledge there, so if you don't have any ranged attacks, this will be an alternate way to get up there. And I was kind of just looking back at that corpse that the spell was on. You can go up there and knock down the corpse so you can get that spell. But, I mean, if you don't have ranged attacks, I highly doubt that you use sorceries, because a lot of those are ranged. And I couldn't really remember which way to go. I hadn't played this in quite some time. And so there are a couple of guys just waiting in here. They're kind of just each on their own, so not too bad to take care of them. You can see a little nice fireplace through there, through the window. And up through here, we have, this is another spot where you can use light to open up the corridor there, but I didn't have my light spell with me. Don't really need it. There's a chest over there that you can see. I believe what's in that chest is a red Titanite chunk, and I'm not using any fiery weapons, so nothing that I really need. And I knew that guy was there waiting for me. I could see him through the window. So I prepared myself with some homing crystal soul mass. Once again, this is a mimic. So wake him up with some damage and follow up with some more damage. But I did not have enough damage for him. And I wanted to switch back to my scythe, but instead I just hit him with my staff. And I finally got him after he locked me in that corner there. And he holds the crest key, and that is the key that you can use to go and unlock the way to see Goth and get some new blacksmithing going. So this idiot's waiting to kill me, and over here there's a ladder there that I'll come right back to. This is a nice little balcony where you can have some lunches in the autumn or in the spring. Some good quality family time. Anyway, this is that ledge that we could see from that area down below. There's the rope where the corpse was hanging, and so that is the way that you can just use pure melee to get to that stuff there. And you'll notice that there's, I mean, the places that I'm going through here they look like just little houses and stuff. There's fireplaces, there's dining room tables, all sorts of stuff. So this was a fairly interesting little town with, I just assume, very social people. So, and I just walked across the little rooftop there to get my prize. If you've played Dark Souls, you know that you really have to check every nook and cranny in order to find the little hidden items here and there. Once again, the area just covered in this blue-black slime that's just infesting Oolacille. And it looks like this building was knocked over. I walked over some windows there. And back through here is the shortcut that I mentioned earlier. This one is a real lifesaver. So I'm just going to go ahead and unlock this and just travel back up here. You'll see I end up in the little gazebo. And this cuts off a lot of frustration. So that's a good way to go with your little magical elevator. And up ahead here, once again, another gank. You see there's some guys that are set up there as decoys, and they'll try to draw you in, and there's a couple of guys just waiting in ambush. But if you kind of take a shot at them like that, you can pull them toward you and just fight them one at a time. And, you know, fighting guys one at a time, that is by far easier than big crowds. So bring them in, block his shot, and a little backstab, and you're good to go. Now you'll see here that these mages, they are not being aggroed yet. So I'm going to try to use the headshot stun lock to get rid of these guys again. And my arrow's taking a little while to travel, so he was able to get out of that stun lock and shoot at me with a dark orb. And in Dark Souls 1, these dark orbs have significantly more range than they do in Dark Souls 2. So running back in a straight line was probably a terrible idea for avoiding it, but luckily he didn't get another one off on me. But so now he's charging and trying to get a better angle to use Dark Orb on me. And magic fighting magic. Here we go here. And just, well, tried to use an arrow and magic won. So off in the distance, let's try to get this guy before he aggroes and starts shooting Dark Orb at me. It is, as you've seen, just, it's killer. And here's the ambush. I came out far enough to aggro those guys, and I got shot in the back with some Dark Orb, and it goes and finishes me off. I died. So this time, I wanted to make sure that they wouldn't see me, so I used some invisibility, and I got prepared for this fight. You'll see that my Homing Crystal Soul Mass somehow traveled through the wall and killed the guy to the left, but this guy to the right was unharmed. So let's just take him out real quick. And there's little nooks and crannies in this area here, and there's a spot in one of them where you can get some goods. And unfortunately, I picked it up. I died a second time to this idiot over here, so you'll see me picking up my souls. I was having a lot of trouble with Oolacille because I just have not played this in so long. And so you'll see this guy, it appears that he's chained to a mast. And there's a boulder out on the other side that he uses as a mace to try to hit you. And when I died that second time, I displayed it a little better, but this was another run through. I wanted to get back and just kill him. So here's another shortcut here, but there is an ambush on this, so be prepared. And, well, I called this a shortcut. This is actually a path to the lower level there. You'll see this little citizen here got all tripped up and caught on everything and tried to follow me and didn't work out so well. You can't make it through those bars, though it looks that you can. So our bonfire is lit, and this is going to come to the end of the episode here. We'll take on the boss in the next episode, and that is going to be Manus. And you can go and fight Manus head-to-head, and it is a pretty tough fight. But I'm actually going to show you the super easy, super cheap, cheesy, borderline cheating way to defeat Manus. So, we will rest at this bonfire in just a moment, and this is where I was going through in my regular audio and telling you to check out the website, GameWithTheGuys.com, to subscribe to the YouTube channel and leave likes and comments so we can get discussion going, and where I have to say goodbye. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time on Game with the Guys.